Hello friends, neighbors, and fellow VEDSies. Editing Matt here. I wanted to do this video because of the thing that I'm going to talk about later, but before I get to today's 5-Minute Friday and start the timer, I wanted to touch on a few housekeeping things that Dayus probably would have covered if he was doing today's video. So, first of all, I wanted to mention that yesterday's video did go up late last night, but it wasn't actually live until this morning because I had to add annotations and I didn't have time to do that last night. But it is live now. If you didn't get a chance to see it, you can go and watch that. It's a game review of games from the Learning Company Super Solver series, which is a big part of my childhood. So you can watch that and maybe look for some annotations that I put in there, just maybe. Second thing is that thank you to those of you who submitted trailers for the trailer challenge. I've been enjoying watching those very much. There probably won't be a video looking at those and reviewing them until probably about the second week of October. And so to that end, I am going to extend the deadline a little bit and give those of you who haven't submitted a trailer yet until October 5th to get one in. So if you still have a trailer that you want to get to me and you didn't get a chance to do it by the first deadline, you now have until October 5th to get that into me. Tweet it at Matt Guyan. And the last thing is to remind everyone who didn't get a chance to see it that my sister's project, Art of Letter Writing, went live yesterday. The first letter and the first prose scene were both released, and so you can go and get that story started and start experiencing that, and it'll also give you an opportunity to do a little bit of interacting with the characters, which is one of the really cool things about that. Speaking of that, we're now going to get into today's 5-Minute Friday, which is web-based storytelling. Now, this past month of VEDS, and for those of you who are wondering, yes, this is the 30th VEDS video, but it's not actually going to be the last VEDS video. For those of you who are new to my way of doing VEDS, I usually do a video on October 1st to kind of wrap up and to reflect and talk about what the future of the video making is going to be. That'll be kind of a 31st day of VEDS, so that's going to be tomorrow's video. But today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about this web-based storytelling because this last month of VEDS we've talked a lot about many different kinds of storytelling, a lot of different new kinds of storytelling. As much as we have revisited some old series as well, a lot of it has been about alternative methods of storytelling. We've talked about auditory storytelling, we've talked a little bit about live storytelling, we've talked a little bit about transmedia storytelling with what Cassie's doing with Art of Letter Writing. And it got me thinking about a lot of these really cool ways to tell stories, and specifically stories that are being told on the internet. The internet is a fantastic platform for storytelling, and it really is proving to be the next evolution of storytelling, because storytelling before was always pretty much focused around one medium. It was text-based, it was visually based, it was on stage, whatever it might be. But with the internet, you can have multiple mediums, multiple forms of storytelling media in one place telling the same story. You can have text in a blog post, you can have video in something like this, you can have a serial form of storytelling with a web series of some kind, you can have interactivity because it's the internet, and there's also live storytelling because a lot of the things that you are watching might be happening live. A lot of the characters that you see might be actually acting as though they are live characters with things like social media like Twitter and Facebook and things that they're doing on there, and also videos that they might be putting up or blog posts that they might be putting on. And they give you an opportunity to interact with those characters in a way that you maybe wouldn't be able to if you were just looking at them in a book or in a movie. So my first encounter with this was with the television show Heroes, and I talked more in detail about this in the last podcast episode that I did with Jesse. But in Heroes, one of the things that really attracted me to it was not so much the story that was being told by the television series, although that was a big part of it as well, but also the extended universe online. It was my first real encounter with that sort of thing on the internet, because there was a comic that was released every week, there were webisodes, there was other information and other interactive things that you could do, so you could actually be a part of the story online and interact with it in a bunch of different ways. Now, I never encountered Lonely Girl 15, I think it was, Lonely Girl 15. I was never really into that, but I know that was also a big thing. It was, seemed to be a vlog like this with a real person talking, but then it was eventually revealed that no, she's an actor and we're just telling a story. But that was a really interesting thing because it blurred the line between fictional characters and non-fictional characters. And when you look at a lot of these web series like that, or like the Lizzie Bennet Diaries or something like that, they kind of exist in this weird sort of limbo between, a fully fictional character and a fully real character. Because even though they are a work of fiction, they aren't actually a real person, you can still interact with them as though they are a real person. You can do that online through Twitter, and you can actually talk to them and influence things and all that sort of thing. But you can also, if there's an actor playing them, you can interact with them in real life as sort of an extension of stage storytelling, as though a theater production was going out into the real world. That's kind of what happened with Lizzie Bennet Diaries. Lizzie Bennet was actually at VidCon during the Lizzie Bennet Diaries. You know, the actor who played her was there too, but separate from that, the actual fictional character Lizzie Bennet was there and could interact with real people. And so in that sense, she kind of became a real person, even though she was fictional. She was created to be a fiction. And that's kind of what's happening with Art of Letter Writing too. You can interact with these characters that are coming up in this story, and you can actually be a part of the story yourself. And I really think that's what's one of the really cool things about web-based storytelling, is it really does blur that line between what is real and what is fictional, and it really gives you a chance to have a really deep interaction if you choose to take that route. But you can also choose the level to which you want to participate. You can just give the bare bones story like any book or movie, or you can be a part of it as well. So I think that's going to be a really cool bit of interactive storytelling over the next few years. And I have a little bit of time left, but I'm pretty much done with everything I wanted to say. So until next time, friends and fellow Vedsies, I will... Oh no.